Now, I want to talk about really the first stage of surrender, which is more or less surrendering to the events of life. Now, the whole idea behind surrender is that things are going to happen that you or the ego construct likes and doesn't like. We win $1 million, we're freaking pumped. We get fired from our job, we're not happy. That's typically that reactivity that I describe is typical of really when the surrender phase gets started. And the whole idea is instead of fighting against reality, that there is actually a higher force at play that is designing these events for our personal growth and our evolution. And so, with this acknowledgement or recognition, which often comes after people have tried to control life and ended up either not happy or fed up and tired or compelled to just change what they're doing, that's when the idea of accepting reality as is and trying to fight it less starts to take place. And so the first phase is you may or may not be in what is called witness consciousness, which is really instead of thinking you are thoughts and emotions, observing the thoughts and emotions. It doesn't really matter. The idea and start of this is as things happen in your life that are not to your pleasure, moving into a place instead of reacting immediately and letting that being upset linger or trying to change things linger, stopping, pausing, and accepting that and not trying to fight or change it. Now, this doesn't mean that you don't necessarily refrain from making decisions, take actions. Instead, it's more like if you're going right and life goes left, you kind of stop and say, okay, well, I guess this life is going left. So I'm actually going to be okay with turning the wheel and going that way. That's kind of the way that I like to think about it. Instead of saying, no, we're going right. I'm going right. I don't care if this is going, I'm going right. That is the control paradigm of will that you probably have been exercising for a long time and come to this point to this video because you decided perhaps there's a better way to engage life. And so this is really the first phase. It's just being at peace, faster, quicker, with life as it comes. And what happens with all of this stuff and all of spiritual growth is that when we start to take these steps, we start to occupy new territory, new ideas, new ways of being. And we start to get feedback from reality and life around us that shows us that that new way is actually okay and even favorable. So you might have something bad happen to you, like you lose your job or you didn't get an opportunity that you wanted or the person that you liked didn't work out. But then because you didn't see the totality of that situation, something shortly after might actually work out better in your favor that you did not foresee. And with that realization you start to develop trust in less control, more being at ease with how life is. And this happens again and again and again and again. And as it happens, that trust grows, which inspires you to be more likely to surrender as life unfolds, as well as getting into that state faster. So, when I really started the practice of surrender, maybe it would be like 1 or 2 days into a period of frustration where I would all of a sudden go, wait a second, I remember that book, Michael Singer. Oh yeah, like I should be like just allowing this to happen. You know what? I'm going to allow this to happen. And then maybe the next time it's a half day. And then maybe the next day it's an hour later. And maybe the next time it's 5 minutes later until you actually move into witness consciousness where you're actually doing this in real time. So that's the first phase. I like to call it surrendering your level of reactivity. It's very kind of action oriented with the actions you're taking in this world. The next phase is really as you move into witness consciousness. So let's get to the next video and talk about what that phase of surrender looks like.